Madam Toastmaster, my fellow Toastmasters and guests, when I reviewed this project and the communication styles checklists that are in it, I was tempted to do what most of us do. We answer the questions based on the perspective of our best behaviour, either at work or as if we were being assessed for a new job. But what if we didn't do that and thought about our worst selves? Those times when our guard is down and we are with the people who have seen us in our ugliest moments of communication. Our family. Emma Thompson, the actress, said that any problem, big or small, within a family seems to start with bad communication. We are at the time of the year when we often put ourselves under enormous stress because we want to spend time with our family and we want it to be just perfect, like all those heartwarming Christmas movies that portray the usually unachievable. How would you define family? According to the Australian Bureau of Statistics, a family is a group of 2 or more people related by blood, marriage, adoption, step or foster, and who usually live in the same household. I don't know what your Christmas is like, even without a pandemic, but where I'm from, when we talk about gathering the family for Christmas, that definition stretches a bit to include those who previously lived in the same household. And that, my friends, is where the challenge begins. Once we leave home and we meet new people, we choose different norms in life, different norms in our communication and behaviour. Our values change, if not in nature, often in priority or emphasis. I'd like to share with you today how my family communicates when we get together. This is my family, or at least the ones we share Christmas with, almost every single year. My brother Will and his wife Christine, their son Graham, their daughter Hazel, and her 2 sons, Aidan and Ethan. And of course, myself and my husband David. This year, they were all together for dinner in Scotland, and we joined from our home in Germany. We ate our own food, the kind we like. We cooked it the way we like it. We ate at our own pace. We ate 2 courses in the time it took them to eat 4. It was only 90 minutes of my life. But in those 90 minutes, I was able to see the usual patterns emerge. A leopard really never changes its spots. The communication styles that I see in my family are amongst these 4, not those listed in Pathways. I see zealous communication, enthusiastic about topics that you're passionate about. You always seem knowledgeable and you deliver it with great aplomb. You want everyone to care as much as you do. I see opinionated communication. You need everyone to know what you think, everyone. And of course, what you think is the 100% unequivocal truth on that subject. You don't need to have done all the research, just enough to arrive at your unwavering standpoint. We also see communication that opens. Someone who drives the conversation in a particular direction to open up a topic, usually controversial, or they open the floor on topics which are a secret to some of the group and usually results in, why didn't I know that? Or what is going on? And finally, there is the communication that motivates, communication that's focused on making a difference or improving a situation, usually directed at making some kind of change, and often in another person, not in the one who's delivering that style of communication. They see how much brighter the future could be if only. They see the gaps in research or arguments and they try to stimulate more research, not necessarily guaranteed to bring harmony when you have the all-knowing opinionated relatives in the room. So who is what? Our zealous communicators are my nephew Ethan and my sister-in-law Christine. They're both zealous, and it depends on the subject. Ethan is crazy about Marvel superheroes and football. Open the door on either of those subjects and he is off. Sadly, no one else in the family has 1/10 of his knowledge. We can see his passion, but we just nod and eat. Christine's zealous for quilt making, and the reaction is a little different. Before lunch began on Friday, she gushed to tell us about her latest project and she rushed out of the room to fetch it. As soon as she moved towards the door, the air was filled with talk about what's the weather like, anything except quilts. When she came back, the conversation paused to let her show and tell briefly before the conversation moved swiftly back to the banal. Our opinionated communicators are my brother Will and his son Graham. This pair have opinions about everything from apples to zebras and everything in between. This Christmas, there were 2 major topics, the pandemic and Brexit. When it starts, it bubbles gently, and as the discussion heats up, the room empties as everyone suddenly needs to go to the bathroom to get away and avoid the conflict. In my case, I had to go fetch more water. Our opener in the family is Hazel. She will allude to something, and I see that twinkle in her eye, and I know that she will not let go until someone makes a comment. She does it out of mischief and just to see what will happen, but it doesn't always make for great harmony, and usually means I have to confess something that I haven't shared with the rest of the family. Hazel, as well as being an opener, is also a motivator, as are my husband David and I. Although Hazel is stirring things up, she's trying to motivate to a better future. She's trying to, and all of us are doing this, trying to encourage the family to be more adventurous, to try new food, to give up unhealthy habits, to be more relaxed. Does it work? Sometimes, but usually only when David says it, because he has married into the family and his word carries more weight than the rest of us. My fellow Toastmasters, this is my Zoom family. Although we differ in our communication styles, there's love in the family, maybe buried deeply. The time on Zoom on Friday was short and sweet. And as I reflect, I think Santa Claus has the right idea. Just visit people once a year. Madam Toastmaster.